Yo, what up, my people? It's your boy Bobby J in the building, and we are live on Zero Capping. It's been a minute, but we're back, and we're back for good. Today with me, I have on my left hand side,
Christiana.
and over there I have,
General, thanks for having me.
and over there we have the mama.
And you're
Bravo. Yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate the comment, the feedback. You guys are subscribed already. You guys are just watch our little clip. We appreciate you all. Keep on the support. Today we are just going to be discussing a topic. Basically, is about understanding the challenges faced by immigrants abroad. That in their achievements both abroad and back home. So basically, there are a lot of people. They'll see some people. They'll be like, "Oh my God, this guy has been abroad for the past 20 years. He did not even have any achievement at home, or like we heard, did not even have any achievement where he's living as well." Yeah, there are a lot of people like that, but there are a lot of things surrounding all these things as well. So today we are just trying to, we're going to be sharing some experience and also giving some examples and also giving reasons why this might be the case, you know. And a lot of people used to, they used to assume things for people that live abroad, like, okay, he has to be okay. He's not a woman being, he's always okay. Like, as if we are not human being as well, as if we don't go through pains, we don't have our challenges or whatever. But to be real with you, we also have our own reality and we go through a lot of things. But a lot of people are scared to show what they are going through because they don't want to disappoint you on on the expectation you have about them. So people hide all those things. So we are just trying to share some light on those things. Of recent, I saw this challenge on TikTok, and I was like, wow. I think people are trying to open up nowadays. So I don't know if you guys saw the challenge as well. It's about how people dress good or take pictures and post on the social media when they're abroad. Then they do this transition of what they're actually doing, like their work or something like that. So yeah, I was part of that challenge, and we see a lot of people, people that have their they are flying in the morning, and when it's at night they are in their warehouse job or whatever kind of job they do. So any, like, from your experience, what are some of the things that you think are part of the reasons, why people abroad have not actually have a lot of achievements like that, like a lot of money or maybe a lot of properties back home or in Canada as well?
Okay, thank you. I think the first thing I want to say is we need to forget it, or we need to not think of abroad as the Garden of Eden. We don't have to think of abroad as, this place that there's literally money lying around or things like that. Because I think that's one of the things that gives people the motive of saying, hey, you know what, this person is abroad. They need to have this, they need to have that. So it's just, yeah, that's the first thing I wanted to say. And I think to answer your question, one of the first things I'm gonna say is, yeah, the system, right? We can start with that. We can start with the system. The way things are here. It's if you don't work, you can't have anything, literally. I mean, even if you're not working, and take for instance you're on some sort of like government benefits, you have to, it's a job on its own, because at every given time you have to be able to let them understand the reason why you're not working,
Of
right?
course, of course.
Like you cannot just say, hey, I'm not working, you need to give me money.
And
No,
trust,
they need to know
yeah,
that,
yeah,
you know.
and trust me, I heard something about that as well. If you're on all these unemployment benefits and all, right? Sometimes the government themselves, they will send you job application.
Oh
They
yeah.
will send you
No,
interviews.
it's a must. You have
Yeah.
to
You know,
Yeah.
subscribe to the job bank and
Yes.
apply.
so,
That's
so don't
Totally.
even think
And even if
like,
you're some sort of, maybe like disability, you have to have doctor's notes to show that you are actually sick, hence why you cannot work. They won't just work. You cannot just say, oh, because I'm in Canada, I'm just going to apply and then. So that said, like, obviously working is equivalent to achieving the lifestyle you want. Now, in the terms of like achieving the lifestyle you want, like for some people, achieving the lifestyle they want is just being able to afford like the basic necessity of life, having a house, being able to afford going out, maybe once or twice a month, and or that like having clean clothes and things like that. And for some people it's more, they want to be able to travel out, work for a few months, and then next thing they're out of Canada exploring
Vacation.
and
Vacation.
vacation.
Like not a cut too short, but talking about that one, I think I don't okay, don't let me go there yet, say peer influence or whatever. Talking about the vacation stuff, right? I know some people practically and basically any they can use the last amount in their bank account just to satisfy that their vacation that they want to go in Dubai
And I
or
don't blame
Miami.
them,
You
because
know?
if you think about it, working in this part of the world, like you're sacrificing everything. You're sacrificing your mental health, your physical. Actually, I mean, not to call anybody out, being a person of color in the working in like the work system of Canada, it's you have to 1,000 for most places 1,001 prove yourself that you deserve to be here as any other
Yeah, of
person.
course,
So like
So, but one thing I realized, like, it's like a culture here. Like Canadians, they will tell you, oh, I went to this, I went to that place, I went to XYZ. It's like a culture here.
yeah.
But we, the immigrants, want to copy them. When like,
Of course.
what they usually say, like I always say, they'll tell you, sew your coat according to
To
your
your
material.
size.
True.
Your size, not the market. You get it?
True.
So now you see the Canadians, they're going on vacation. I know there are some Nigerians, they'll go on vacation. The whole vacation is based on their credit card.
Exactly.
The next
You
2
know?
years, they'll
They
be
still paying that
struggling.
one vacation.
When they don't paying that money, then they want to go for another vacation. Why?
Yeah.
They're not just financially equipped. They're not financially equipped because I believe if you're financially knowledgeable, you're not gonna use credit cards to like loans are good, debts are good, but when you use them to like create more profit.
Yeah, as
Not
a
when- not-
as
not-
for a business, something that you generate
not
income
when
from.
you're using it as
You
a
know?
liability, right?
No, but
Yeah.
I would disagree with you to an extent, but I agree with you. So if you have the money, right, you might want to say, okay, you know what? I have $20,000 that I want to spend. You have a credit or line of credit. You could use it right away, then pay back the money, but not being indebted
Yeah, but that's where
to
they
the
don't.
credit
Yeah.
company.
They don't have that knowledge.
knowledge.
Of,
Yeah,
oh,
they are
I
not
have-
financially
I
I think
literate.
finance is
Yeah.
something that you might want to like look into to like talk about in the future.
Yeah.
Because like for some people they use like that's why it's important to know the kind of credit card you have.
Yeah.
Like if you're getting points, for traveling things like
Like
that. Obviously, you
cashbacks
want to
or
obviously use that
Exactly.
credit card to book those things. But knowing that I want to pay this off before it incurs more interest and stuff like that.
Yeah. So like for me, I think General mentioned something that I think is to me is like a big thing, and what that thing was not cutting your coat according to your size. I believe a lot of people we are not the same. Trust me. The money I'm making, Jenna is not making that money. The money Jenna is making, Annie, you are not making that money. Christiana is not making that money. So we are all different kind of people. But why will you be cutting your own coat according to general size? It's not gonna
I
work.
think for some people, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I think for some people, it's like they have the inability to say no to like for some people because like here in Canada, I came to Canada realizing that if you want to go celebrate someone's birthday, you have to pay for it out of your pocket. I mean, in all fairness, people are already doing the same thing in Nigeria now, so it's not like it's
Absolutely.
foreign anymore. But at the time I came to Canada, it was someone inviting me for their birthday, and I'm getting there and we're
And,
ordering
like-
food
and, like, they're bringing my
they're
bills.
bringing everybody's bill, and you're looking like
You know?
that kind of thing, right? So for some people, like at that point, obviously you already know that this is how it works in Canada. So if you're going out, if somebody invites you out, if I'm sorry, I'm working. Even if you're not working, just lie, I'm
You don't
working.
have money to pay, then you just have to like
Yeah.
like,
So
give an excuse and
Give an
recuse
excuse
yourself.
and just stay at home and cook the food you have in your house and just watch Netflix or something.
Yeah, but some people just want to keep. They just need that validation, right?
exactly to
They
keep
need-
in point
Yeah,
with
to
whatever
keep
is
it going.
going on.
Even if they don't have, they go take payday loans, credit card loans, just to show up, like, and pay for that, and they don't actually have it, or
You
they're
know,
looking
you,
forward to.
you know what? Like this, like it's not like I'm calling anybody out, but of course I know a lot of people do this, right? For example, now, right? Any you want to sell you have a wedding or a naming that you want to do, right? You invite all of us. I know my pocket that I'm not well equipped. I don't have enough savings or I don't have that extra cash
Not that
to come
buoyant.
and spend. I'm not that buoyant to come and spend at your party. But for sure, myself, I know that, oh my God, Jenna is going to that party. Jenna will be there spending dollar. Oh, Christiana is going to that party. Christiana will be there spending dollars. Like we are all in Canada. If I go there and I'm looking like a mumu, they'll be like, girl, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? So because of that, I might even go and withdraw the money in my own credit card or avoid paying my own bills, which are the necessity, just because I want to come to your wedding to show up.
To show up.
To validate myself, to let people know that okay, I'm also doing good, or I'm also this. And whereas that's part of not cutting your coat according to your size. Jenna might be making $10,000 in a month, and I know that okay, I'm making maybe $1,000 in a month, and I know I have bills to pay and everything. I don't even have enough room to even save anything or to send something back home and be like, okay, help me to start
In
a
the wash
project.
plates.
You know, I know Jenna is a doctor. I know that I'm working in a warehouse at a wash plate or something,
Yeah.
and I'm trying to compete with General.
Yeah.
So I think that is part of the reason why a lot of people abroad as well, we haven't had that much accomplishment both back home and here because we think that competition is something that we have to get ourselves involved into. You
And
know?
sorry to cut you short. And I also feel like people back home too, they kind of contribute to that pressure because they'll be like, oh, this person traveled the same time as you. This person
They have come home like 10 times.
10 times.
And you've
They've
not
built
come
house,
once.
they've done this. Like, you don't really know what they're actually doing. You don't really know how much they're actually making. Some people, the struggles are not the same, right?
Absolutely,
My dad would
absolutely.
say something. He said it's not how far, but how
How
well.
well?
Yeah, that's
So
correct.
no matter how much you like, even if I and Annie were in the same profession, I might be doing something else to boost my income.
Of course,
So they say,
absolutely.
okay, Annie's a nurse, you're a nurse. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
what are you
Well,
doing
hey.
different?
You know?
Like,
Yeah.
Any comes home for Christmas, for New Year, and
brings
this.
this and
You,
brings
why are
that.
you not coming home? Do you think I don't want to go home? No, I want to, but it comes with expenses, bro.
Forget
You know?
that. Forget that it costs an arm and a leg to buy tickets. You go home and everybody at home expects you to fund
Everything, every single
for
thing.
them as well. Like,
Bro,
make it
know,
make sense.
And then
And-
they'll say, oh, you're in
Talking
Canada.
about
Exactly.
talking about that, I once had a friend. We worked in Lagos State together at Alausa. I think he was the set after my set doing youth service. He kept telling me he was in Abuja. He was living fine, had his own car, everything. He not be your mate there, bro. What thing you they do? What are you doing, bro? Like, it's as if the pressure is much. And I told him, who no go, no.
You know.
Don't worry. Right now, the guy is in London, Ontario, and he kept asking me, "How did you make it?"
You know, how
I
do you
said, "I don't
survive?"
know." I said,
Now
when
you
I
are
was
here.
telling you, who no go, no.
You thought I was
said,
capping,
now,
you
They were
know?
like, "Oh, find me something and show your boy love." I said,
Who
"Yo,
they- that's
shey you
another
say
thing. They
I
don't-
there abroad. I was in abroad and people making it. Now you studying, you are in my shoes. Feel how the pain is.
You know, like back then when I was in school, right? Even my own family, my junior sister was back in Nigeria. So sometimes maybe she just say, "Oh, can you give me something?" Maybe I give her like 5K, 10K. She'll be like, "Oh my God, every time I ask you for something, this one is just giving me 5K, 10K. Get chicken change." Guess what? She's here now. I can tell you like maybe she haven't even given anybody
Hold
5K in
on,
her life
hey.
before. So now she's
that's-
here.
that's-
You know,
I mean-
now she's here. She knows that okay, this money we are not picking it from the ground. You actually have to work for a mate. And to buttress what you said, Christiana, like people back home adding to this stress. Trust me, thank God I'm not from that kind of family, but like I know this is also part of some reasons. You know, there are some people back home that their parents are even the one doing their competition for them.
No,
They'll be like,
my
hello,
pikin dey-
my pikin dey Canada. Hello, Medina. Omo, yeah, something has bought a house for his mama. Or
Maybe
now,
the
omo, yeah,
mama.
something they carry this thing for his mama. You too, you dey UK now. What's happening? Then they will put fire on the pikin bomb.
Maybe
Pikin
fire
wey
the
be say,
mountain now.
na where she dey work, oh, she dey try to
And she only has
struggle to
20
pay.
hours to work. Keep
You
in
know?
mind.
Yeah, as a student.
And
yeah,
you're
as a
comparing
student.
it to Medina Pikin. Probably maybe that one has our own citizenship or whatever already, has a good job and all of that. Then you're saying, okay, your Pikin has to be meeting up with this kind of people.
Forget people that have good job. Have you met people that are working 2-3 jobs at a go, like literally working like 80 hours every week, just so that they fulfill their parents' wish back home? Like, you have to build this mansion for me
For
to
me,
buy land in Lekki, buy this, buy that.
And so like another reason that I think, you have talked about it as well, is being financially literate. There are a lot of things that people are brought to, they put themselves into, and all those kind of things. Trust me, there's no way you can get yourself involved in all these kind of things and you will have an achievement back home or here, or even have any kind of savings. For example, right? I have a job now, right? I make let's say 5,000 a month, after tax and all, right? The house I'm living in, right? I'm single. I don't get pikin, I don't get anybody,
Allow you,
but I go carry 5-bedroom flat. So that when my friend come, they'll say, oh my God, JB is living large, man. He lives in an acreage. He has 5 bed. He has this, he has that. And my mortgage or my rent is, say, let's say $3,000. Out of, how much am I making again? 5,000.
Okay, and you're gonna pay
And
utilities.
I'm paying 3,000 as my mortgage. There's how much left? 2,000. I have a friend. This my friend is driving G-Wagon. Oh boy, Baba, na G-Wagon you dey drive. Me sef, I go carry. Waiting past G-Wagon, I beg. Or let's say I go carry G-Wagon too. And this G-Wagon I carry, both finance and insurance in a month is like
like
1,500. Or let's say 1,000. How much left? $1,000.
There's
No,
food.
it's
though.
not being a Rolls Royce.
Please tell me, is 1,000 enough for just the utility of a 5-bedroom
And
house
food, and food.
and your food and other kind of?
I
Phone
bought
bill.
10 red pepper. No, what am I saying? 5 bell peppers for like $20 one day, and I'm like, I was shooked.
Don't go to Superstore. Go to Freestone.
I was
Because
shooked.
there
I'm like,
you
what is
spend-
going on?
You pick 5 peppers for
They-
$12. That's the difference.
Nowadays, trust me, I go to African store, I'll buy something of $200,
Oh my God,
and I will
don't
not
go
need a
there.
bag. I will not need a
Don't
bag.
go there.
I
Don't
can
go there.
I can literally carry everything with
In
my
your
hand
hand.
Don't go there.
with $200.
Oh, keep in mind that they will still charge you 35 cents
For that
for
bag.
No bag.
Don't
So,
go there.
so
African
sometimes
store.
sometimes the way we live,
Yeah.
the way people live abroad too, there's no way that you can tell me that you'll be living that way.
Cost of
you
living
know?
is just too high.
Like you'll be living that way and you will still be able to. As I said, the example I gave of someone that was earning 5,000, and out of this 5,000, there's no even room for 20 or $200 for saving. So tell me, if this person lives in abroad for 20, 30 years, I'm pretty sure you can't even finish paying for that G-Wagon in 20 years. So how is this person going to have any kind of savings or any kind of property back home? It's not possible.
It's also the mindset. Mindset too. I was watching a YouTube video. I think it was first an Instagram post that they said, "Oh, I came to Canada my first year and we bought a house." And a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's not
How did you
possible.
do
That's
it?"
not possible. How did you do it?" And then I saw a YouTube video, and the lady she talked about how they came first year and they bought a house, and then she said, "Oh, most of the down payment was what they brought from Nigeria."
Thank you.
And
You know?
and most people, when some people don't even go into like explaining how they afford this thing, you see people here that have been here for 10 years, like, how did you come just 1 year and you're buying
you're
house?
buying
They
house.
start feeling like
Oh, they're not doing enough. Thank
They're
you.
not doing enough. But you don't really have to pressure yourself into going to buy a house when you know you're not there yet. They're nice 1-bedrooms. They're nice basements. They're nice places
and
to
that you will be okay with,
and
and you will
comfortable.
still have
You
enough to save.
save
invest,
and
you
then
know.
buy the house
That
you know, or
Yeah.
start small. Some people will buy like a 2 bedroom or something, and after, at the end of the day, sell it or rent it out, and then go purchase a bigger house. But most people don't have that
Mindset.
mindset. They're like, oh, this person just bought an acreage. Like, how are you affording an acreage? Well,
Yeah,
they had the property before.
When
you
it
know?
comes to that, right, it's another gray area, right? See, like when you get your first home, the taxes are different. Being your first home, then when you sell that one, now you already got one, they're gonna tax you on that. Like, let's not even go into that. But to buttress home, what Annie said earlier, there are some people that does 3 jobs. Let's just try to limit ourselves uh, to like how they make money and the expenses, the taxes, right? So now, like I once had a supervisor. Usually we do 3 weeks in the rigs, like then when I was working in the oil and gas, like so we do 3 weeks in and 1 week off. And this guy would do 2 weeks in and he's off. And I asked him, I said, yo, why? Could you believe the last 1 week goes to the government? For real. So if he's making, let's say, 3 grand per week.
So I think I
You
understand
get
what
it?
you mean. What you
So
meant.
now, if he makes 2, 4, 6, let's say 6 grand in 3 weeks, because that last week he doesn't work. So 6 grand in a month, 2 grand goes to the government. But believe me, he makes even more than 15 grand in a month, running his truck and being the supervisor.
You
So,
know?
but he works 2 weeks, and so because like she said, some people they do 2, 3 jobs. If you're not smart, you're just gonna enslave yourself.
Oh, yeah.
You'll be working at the end of the day. The money goes back
Because
to
the more
government.
you work,
So-
the more tax you pay.
And just coming from what you said as well, and also you mean what you said the other time, like, oh, Annie is a nurse, you're a nurse. They say Annie has done this and has done that. I have a friend, right? His name is Precious. This guy is a nurse too, right? Sometimes when this guy comes to town, you see some people. He told me once that this guy was like, how much are you even making? No, be 70K. You nurses they make per year, this and that. And then this guy was like, he making 70K. You know, even talk. And between me and this guy, I know that this guy is banking 6 figure on a daily.
Yeah.
Banking
That's
6 figure. But what is his own strategy to backing this 6 figure? This Precious that I'm talking about, Precious does not have a mattress to his name. How? This guy walks out of town, bro. He doesn't need to pay for accommodation. He doesn't need to pay for any kind of bill. The only bill he
actually
pays for,
accommodation though.
the only bills he pays for, as I'm aware, is probably his vehicle and his insurance.
The vehicle
Which-
is paid off.
And this vehicle is paid off again.
paid
It's
off.
not financed. So now tell me, this guy that is working out of town, that does not have any expenses, that is not partying every weekend, spending money on anything, do you want to use that guy to compare me that I'm working in the city, that to commute to my work alone per week, I'm spending like $100 on gas already. You know, my accommodation
Per
is
month?
this already.
Per week, I spend more than that. Per
Is
week.
this already?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you can't compare us together, bro.
Even in this
And
situation.
I mean, even if you're making the exact amount to the T, again, everybody's bill is
they're
definitely
different.
The demands are
So
different.
why will you be competing with someone? It doesn't really make sense.
And it's
And
not just abroad, so at home too. There's so many competition.
Competitions, yeah.
That's what I
Did you
wanted
not
to say.
graduate at the same time with this person?
And this
Why is
one has
person
done
already
this and this
driving
one has
Benz?
done that.
Oh, I want you're on Instagram 247. You see a skit maker driving Benz, and you're like, what kind of edge do I have? Why am I so different from this person? You know, like the pressure is just too much.
absolutely. And as I said, you know, like nowadays I see a lot of people moving abroad, right? Some people go to the UK, you know,
Jack
Canada, and everything. And my brother, you will see someone that has 2, 3 kids, and they will tell you they are jackpotting from Nigeria. Nigeria will say the house where they live, they know the parent to now them get their house. They are jackpotting to the UK with 5 family members.
Go and be
Ask me what kind
Kenyan.
of visa they have.
I
They have
wish them good
student.
luck.
They have student visa.
Care,
They are-
care,
they are-
care
they are-
givers visa.
They are going to the UK with 5 family members. Huh? Please tell me that person. I'm not like there are some good stories. Yeah, I will share some good stories too. But most of the time, like you don't have to always look at good stories of people because yours might not be like that.
That's what they call the success rates.
You know, there are some success rates too.
Gamblers
You know,
will tell you, oh, we gambled. Oh, I made this money. I made this
and
money.
you will gamble, you will lose
Ask
all everything
them
you have.
How much did they invest in it?
You know,
how much?
so
did they
like
lose?
tell me, how will you go to the UK at the same time with 5 family members and you expect this person to have a lot of
Savings or whatever.
savings or have accomplished a lot of things in the next 10-20 years? It's not possible. Everything in this life is a process, bro. You know,
Yeah.
before you finish school, before you go on work permit, get whatever necessary permit you need, before you even get a good job. You know
I've
what I'm
had a
saying?
friend
So
who
like
bought a house
these are
right
things.
away while he was still in school. The parents bought the house for them, and they're living in the house. How do you want to compare yourself with
That kind of person,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
So
all
forget
this,
it.
all they are different kind of things. So like, now coming to the main point is that when people see you from back home, they just have this, they just look at you and like, oh my god, this guy is useless, man. He has spent 10 years in abroad. He has spent 20 years in abroad. He does not even have a house to account for in Nigeria, you know. But like, you don't know what this guy is going through him or herself.
Can I also just say, I think one thing is we should just as you know, every individual person, you should be able to like imagine someone that is asking you for 5K every other week, telling you that, oh, you've been abroad for 10 years. What can you show for it? I'm sorry. I don't remember asking anybody, even if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, I still
I
don't
don't
remember
ask
asking
anybody
anybody
for
to,
help or
oh yeah,
support,
give me
you know?
$100. Let me add to
Urgent
this thing.
2K.
But you are here in my DMs every other
they
weekend. You're
put the
asking me
urgent.
for urgent 2K. Like, who are you to be telling me
And-
that what have I achieved?
And
What
trust,
have you achieved?
And trust me, what I've come to realize is that if you do 99 good, and unfortunately you are unable to do that
That's
That
last
one-
one,
Oh my God.
my
yeah.
brother,
That's what
that
everybody
99 good that
remembers.
you have done, the way that thing is going to disappear and you
The
won't
one
even
that
hear about
cancels
it,
you.
you will be like, oh my god, are you kidding me right now?
But that's the entitlement mentality Nigerian has. Like lots of Nigerians have that. You know, they just expect you to keep giving.
Always, like
Keep
they,
giving.
they
Don't
expect you to
complain.
always be there when they ask.
You know, and
but
then when you say, "Oh, things are not that great," right? And then you're like, "Oh,
things are not that great. No be Canada you did, no be
yeah,
UK you
so,
did.
yeah."
I beg you, just say that.
They go even tell you say, oh boy, if that place no favor you, make it they come out. So
Like, yeah.
Thank you.
you know, so like
It's interesting because like I mean, let's take for instance a person lose their job, right? And imagine losing your job in Canada, and
my God.
obviously you maybe have savings. You probably have savings, right? But obviously at this point you're now in the stage of you actually budgeting, and somebody at home is asking you for, and you're like, I know 5K is like maybe $10, but I'm sorry, that $10 is
At
been
that point,
budgeted
you
at
know?
this very point. It's been budgeted for. I cannot give you this, and they're like, you know,
Just.
5K.
yeah, and also you know what I want people to understand as well is like this life is like a roller coaster. You know, things change as well. You might have someone in abroad now, like for the past 2 years that he has been in abroad, he has a very good job, a very nice job, high-paying job. My brother, in this Canada, there's no that job security, you know. They can give you a
Sorry,
call
oh.
anytime and be like, "Oh, sorry, we don't need you again." You know, there's nothing you can
Not
do.
even a call. You,
You
might
know?
resume the next day at work. They'll ask the security to escort you out of your office.
And you'll be like-
you can't even grab a cup of water from your office.
So
They're
you-
gonna tell you we're sending all your stuff.
To you.
you.
So you just imagine that guy that has a very good job for 2 years. Even for example, this guy doing this job, he has started a project in Nigeria. hoping that things will continue to flow that way. And after this guy losing the job, there's nothing to account for again. So, do you think that project is going to continue? No.
It won't.
But this guy will not call you and be like, guy, I just lose my job. Oh. Because what are you going to do about it that he lost his job?
They'll tell
You know?
God go
So,
do am.
like,
You go find another one.
what I'm just trying to say, people out there, like,
But they won't even bother. They will still keep asking.
everybody have made mistake. Everybody have their story. And we have this illusion of what you guys think we should be. And we also have a reality.
Okay, two things. I was going to talk about peer influence because peer influence can come in like different forms or different ways. And personally for me, when I came to Canada, I was literally about to start my third year in university in Nigeria when I came to Canada. And I was starting all over afresh. So basically, in my head, I'm like, all my mates, they are graduating, they are this, they are that, right? And I was, why am I so stuck in this place? I was working McDonald's, I was working Wendy's, like,
Yeah, so that means peer influence can also be self-induced.
yes,
Because
you
see it and then you're like,
and I'm here comparing myself to like all my friends back home that are graduating in like a year time and everything like that. And when I look at myself, I'm not saying they're not doing well for themselves, but like all the experiences are going to school year alone has really,
Yeah, it has a lot of
while
things in
I
it.
was going to school, obviously working in like not just any kind of job, but getting the experience that I would actually need outside of school. Because I remember I had an interview a couple weeks ago, and they were like, "What course through your resume?" And in my head, I'm like, "I just literally graduated, and they're telling me what like."
Exactly.
And I have all these experiences that they actually require.
tired, yeah.
If I was coming from Nigeria, where in hell am I gonna get those? Who goes to school and goes and works in Nigeria?
Newborn baby now. They'll start. You wear them hard hats, so they'll start. By the time they graduate, they don't get 20 years experience.
Right. So it's like this, like being here alone. It's such a. I'm not obviously. Again, like I said in the beginning, I don't want people to start thinking, because you're abroad, it's giving Garden of Eden, it's giving, money is flowing with as snow is falling, money is falling. No, that's not what it is. But you have opportunities, like there's always something for you to do to just
Of course,
make yourself better than the next person.
if you're not a lazy person as well.
True.
Because there are some people that will move to all this abroad that we are all talking about. But for example, as you said, while we're in Nigeria, who goes to school and work? We are not built that way. We don't have. That's not part of our system.
The system is not
It's
designed.
not. Yeah, it's not.
So
designed that
imagine
way.
someone that is now like maybe 25 or maybe almost 30
And don't have any
coming to
experience.
Canada, and you expect them to be hustling the way we're hustling. It's not part of them. I'm not even capping right now. Me, when I came to Canada, I came as a student, right? Like, there's several times my dad would be like, I send you to Canada to study. I didn't send you to work.
To work.
I never asked you for your school fees or anything. I'd be like, dad, I know, right? But like, the system I meet myself inside has changed the situation of everything. Me, during summer, I swear, General, you can ask him. I swear to God, sometimes I do 4 jobs, 3 jobs. I'm not even capping with you right now. Me that I'm hustling 3 jobs, 4 jobs, right? That might be the kind of person I am. And another person might not be that kind of person. He might come to Canada, and even this one job that he's doing, like, is inconveniencing him already because, like, he's not used to doing anything. He's used to people just giving him what he wants,
money,
And our mentality back then was like, let everybody finish school, then we go start office job. Where we go, they go 9 to 4. They sit on
Office
top.
job that they'll be asking you for 5 years
JB,
experience.
I may ask, if you were in Nigeria, would you have done 1, 2, 3 jobs like you were doing?
No.
Because there was a time like JB would drive to my place after working Mark 9th area. He works pretty close to my place. He said, "Oh, General, I beg, I won't sleep. Just 1 hour, 2 hours." Then you say, "I beg, wake me up 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. I get to go to work." He would jump up again, go to work 6 a.m. Like you.
So it's not anybody that have that kind of body to undergo all those things. So of course,
But
our
the people
outcome
back
is
home,
going
they
to be
don't see
different.
that.
They
No,
don't
they
see
do
that.
not.
They
They
think
don't
because we are both in Canada or we are both in the UK now, we have to be able to account for the same kind of thing. Whereas even the twins that they stay in the same womb for how many months, they are not the same. Their destiny is not the same. So why do you think that what Taye is doing, Coinbase
It's going to
has
work
to be
for
doing?
yeah,
So
totally.
that's not the way things work. And like most especially, one of the biggest thing, as I said earlier, of people not actually having too much achievement, is not like trying like not cutting their coat according to their size. I'm sorry for just repeating this because like when I studied the whole thing, I realized that this is just one of the most reason. Because why I'm saying this now is that there are a lot of people out there now. People, I know people will be doubting like, okay, are you guys now saying that we should not come to this abroad? Are you guys are saying
They
it's
should
good?
come. They
Who
should
said
come.
No, abroad is good. But what
game
you have
is
to
so
know
good.
is that you have to know that okay, abroad is not somewhere you will go and everything will just be like Garden of Eden or whatever,
It's all rosy.
It's you have to know what you are going there to meet.
My mom used to tell my
You
brother
know?
and I something like, the opportunities you guys have now, I wish I had this opportunity when I was your age.
Come on,
Literally.
Today I feel like I'm privileged, but there's still something that I be like when I see some other people, I be like, duh, like let me be as privileged as you.
Oh, yeah.
And look at what I'll be doing right now. So that is how life is.
I remember
That
one
is
of my
how
former
life
jobs.
is.
One of my
It's-
clients was
it's
like,
either way though, because same you that is saying you're privileged. I've had whole bunch of like guys from Saskatchewan, Winnipeg. They got admission just like you to come to school here to study. They couldn't study. They wasted their time, and at the end of the day, immigration was after them. Now they're looking for someone to marry. Oh, arranging marriage and something. So here's the thing: if you're here as a student, like focus. Your number one focus would be your education. At the same time, that doesn't mean you're not paying bills. You're paying bills at the same time. So you focus on your education, number one. Secondly, like it goes like side by side. You go into school, then you still have to hustle to pay your bills. Then at the end of the day, when you graduate, that's when you're gonna say, okay, now I have time to do more. But some people they want to go instead of going to school, they want to hustle first. Oh, this guy don't buy car. I want must buy car. This guy they send money go home.
Yeah, I
Then
want to send gold.
the number one aim of you coming to Canada, like that brought you
okay,
here,
yes.
you already like so.
Yeah.
I
And-
want to. Oh, sorry. Go
Yeah.
on.
So like another thing I think a lot of people are mistaken again. I don't want to say it's a mistake, but from my own perspective and what I've seen from my own experience, I can say it might be a mistake. And that thing is, you trying to be like someone else, or you having this mentality that okay, I went to school in Nigeria or I went to school in Canada, I have to work. I went to do accounting, I have to work as an accountant, I have to be nothing tie. Jenna is nothing tie and this. Jenna, till today, I used to hear a lot of good story that people will say, oh my God, that guy is working for Suncor, this guy is working for this, he's doing good, he's doing that. I used to hear that story, but me, I've not experienced it. There's one guy that I know, right? This guy is, according to what people used to say, they say, oh, this guy is doing well, he's doing this, he's doing that, he has a good job. In fact, I think they just moved this guy to the US now. The company pay for everything and all of that. These guys have a white collar job and all of that. But my brother, my sister, from my own personal experience, I swear to God, for this abroad thing, no be only by white collar job you feel make am big. Until today, me, I'm still saying it that all this white collar job of a thing, bro, if you are working for someone, you can't become a millionaire. Me, I still they say all this thing.
You're still working
You
on
know,
someone, so you will
So
still be under
I
someone.
know some people that they don't even have a high school degree. They don't have high school degree, but one skill or the other that they know is what they have been practicing ever since they got to this country. And trust me, they have make it big
Painters will
time.
quote you for one.
Jenna,
Look at
let
that
me give you
scratch
an
behind
example.
You. They will quote you $400 just for that scratch that is behind you.
Oh, yeah.
It's something most of our families back home they don't really understand. They feel like you have to be a doctor.
Doctor.
You have to
To-
be a
you know,
lawyer.
Guys,
You have
that's
to
there's
the
be
this,
mistake.
there's this lady on
when
TikTok.
you say, "Oh, I'm a plumber," they're
They're like
"They're a
plumber.
But they make
Yeah,
go
and
hell
they-
of
when you tell them
Listen.
you are a bricklayer, you are a bricklayer,
I'm a
they'll be like,
constructor worker.
you go Canada and a bricklayer, you still they they
I
go
have a
do.
perfect. There's this lady on TikTok. She just started. They are going to launch, I think tomorrow, an online African store in the UK. She's a lawyer, right? And she told her mom that I'm no longer. I did law for you guys. I'm miserable. I'm no longer practicing. And the mother said, I sent you all the way to the UK for you to go
For
and be
you
selling
to-
pepper.
Ah.
No,
But
this
that
woman
pepper
has
makes
her own
money.
business. She has her own warehouse. So it's not a physical store. You just order online and they deliver to your house.
She will
Literally.
make millions from that.
And the mama is saying, what will I tell my friends?
Eh,
What will I this? What will I
Mama Chineke Pikin, a doctor. Jana, I don't want to mention names, right? There are some people. Me, when I first got to this country, right? Jana has showed me a lot of things, like a lot of things, and it's always going to be part of my success story anytime, any day. There are some people that we know that we do this car business together, right? These guys nowadays they don't even buy. Some of them don't even buy cars. They don't own a car by themselves by sending to Nigeria to make money on. But you know what they do? They just help us to load these cars into the container. They just help us to
Loading
break this
business.
car into these pieces. Maybe we want to use it for part and this.
For
Jenna, I'm telling you, sometimes when I go to
They make
loading
good
door,
money now.
these guys they will tell me that how far JB now, any land they your state where you now want say, I'll look at them like this, I'll be like, are you fucking kidding me? That means you don't buy all the land for Igbo land finish. You don't buy the one for Lagos finish. Now my own state, you won't come they
Don't
buy
buy
again.
land.
So that tomorrow now, my picking, you go to sell them for them big. Why are they asking me all these questions? It's because they are capable of it.
Yeah, of course.
These guys,
To
I'm not even capping. In a day, after tax all, if like business
doesn't-
boom,
it
I
doesn't
swear to
pay
God, they
taxes.
can make $1,000 in
See,
a day.
it doesn't pay
So
taxes.
imagine making $1,000 in a day. Tell me what kind of white collar job or black collar job you want to go and do, and
Yes,
you make
they are making
$1 a
100
day.
and something, like, okay, even like we're talking about
See.
nurses, like travel nurses. I had a friend that just went, for a travel contract and stuff, and obviously he's making like 100, and something dollars per hour. But keep in mind that if he was working with HS or something, they are covering his health clinical. But now nobody's covering all of those things. He has to pay his health insurance from his pockets now,
Yeah.
right? So at the end of the day, you're still not making up to what you think you're making if you consider other
but,
things.
To correct you, I think they make even more. Like those people that are, they call them independent contractors. Because right there and then, if they're making more, like your taxes is being written off. Your gas, going to work, coming back, so long you pay
And
for
yeah,
the
of
gas,
course, they'll cover
is
all of
being
those
written
things.
off. Your phone bill is being written off. Your car insurance is being written off. Even if you go for a car, because that's where some people they don't get it. If I go for a car and I'm an independent contractor, I'll register the car, I will get the car under my
work,
company.
yeah, under work,
So
yeah.
everything goes through
Under
my
the
company.
business.
Then the car is being paid for by the company.
Yeah.
Like
But sometimes people don't see that.
And that's where financial literacy comes in,
Comes in.
right?
It's a very big thing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they should teach that in school. Like, it should be.
I mean, I feel like we're already like, it's
getting
even without school. You open TikTok today, you're seeing, this is how you get to like.
this is how you did that.
When I was doing my tax this year, they were asking me, "Oh, did you put anyone in your RRS?"
Yeah, me,
because obviously that's going to.
I found my house by myself, right? Sometimes when I'm doing that thing, I used to see one big amount of money somewhere that they will say that is my whatever money.
Your
or
contribution
something.
room.
But I know they click that thing because I'm still scared that I don't want to click this thing now, get a lot of money, then tomorrow
They say,
CRA will come and be
no,
telling
I'm
me.
not gonna give you.
But, like,
that's the
I-
maximum
That's
you
your
can
contribution
invest.
room.
You know,
That's the maximum.
no,
you can
this one is
invest.
even something like if you are a student, right? There's one thing like that is there.
I've seen it.
You know, so like I don't know, but like I'm not
money
even
keeps
touching
going
that
up,
thing.
though.
Yeah,
you
as
know.
long as you earn your RSP
Yeah,
contribution will
keep
keep.
But
going
it's
up.
not. It's of course I know.
I know
RSP.
the one you're talking about.
You know?
So like as a student, you get there's this whole thing. I made a mistake with like my taxes last year because I was working like multiple jobs. No, I did. It wasn't a personal mistake, but I wasn't being taxed enough. So now, now that I'm no longer a student, if that happens to me this year, I'll be owing CRA
Very
money.
Yeah.
But obviously,
That's
I wasn't
because
owing.
You had tax benefit as a
Yes,
student.
right, as a
In
student, so-
Winnipeg, they usually give you the money as a student, like you get that return back. But anywhere else, you get a benefit.
Yeah.
So when you graduate, once it's done, it's done.
It's done.
So
Yeah.
Yeah,
you no longer
so
have
like,
that,
yo, basically what I'm trying to just say is that don't think like, okay, it's just the professional job that can get you to where you're going in life, you know? Especially in all this foreign country, there are a lot of things that can set you for life. And they are not like, they are not, that they don't include you wearing tie or whatever.
Me, I'm looking for
You know?
investor.
I
If you are
just-
watching me and you want to invest in somebody, invest in
I
me.
told my friends, some of my friends that were like, oh, they want to come to Canada. I'm like, don't go to university, go to a college.
Oh yeah.
Because you save more by just going to a
Oh, yeah.
college than paying 80,000, 60,000 in the university.
You know?
And you
I think
do,
IBK had said that
a
too. Like,
skill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
agree
do
with
a
you.
skill, and
You
then
know?
you make more money. But then
And
you bring in 100 million or whatever from back, you're just giving it back
back to them, you
never
know?
even get
And at the
money.
end of the day, I still used to say this thing, right? I spent over 85K to go to school. You know, after I don't graduate now, I never make that 85K. See, oh yeah, this is it. But of course, I've made more than 85K. But like, can I say that it's because of my degree that earned me that money that
No,
I made?
what's your
It's a
degree
capital
earned
no.
you?
Yeah.
You know,
What
it's
your
a
degree
capital
earned you,
no.
It's not even up to that.
You know, so yeah, man.
But
People
it's,
out
it's
there,
a
man.
stepping stone, though.
Oh yeah.
So that's just the only thing. Whenever I encourage people to go to school,
Of course, man. Of
let's
course.
do it. It's a stepping stone.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. You know, thanks for watching. And once again, this is Zero Capping, you know, uncapped, undiluted, and always exciting. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.